All right, so there's been some videos on, I'm seeing a lot on the pistol brace rule. I've had emails, comments, this and that. People want to know my thoughts on these. This is my AR pistol. I like ARs. They're not my favorite gun, but I like them. The biggest thing I've seen on my channel, or our channel, I've had some comments of people need to quit bitching about the new pistol brace rule and just suck it up and register your pistol as an SBR because you put the brace on it to get around the SBR law. And I'm going to tell you right now, I never built any of my AR pistols to get around the SBR law. If I wanted an SBR, I'd spend the $200 and get an SBR. I didn't want an SBR. With an SBR, I can't take it across state lines without going through the ATF and getting permission ahead of time. If it's a short-barreled rifle, under Michigan laws, CPL laws, I can't throw it underneath the seat of the truck or lay it on the seat of the truck and throw something over it and cover it up and drive around with it loaded. I built an AR pistol because AR pistols have a purpose. I work in areas like Detroit and Flint, where you may have 3 or 4 people, not that I've ever had a problem, but it happens, 3 or 4 armed people trying to rob somebody or trying to kill somebody. And a handgun just isn't enough. The handgun is to get me to the truck where I have a longer gun with more firepower. My truck gun, when I'm not in Detroit or Flint, is usually a pump shotgun or one of my cape guns or something like that, because I don't need the AR-15 when I'm out in a rural country area where I live. I mean, just flat out. So, no, I'm not going to register my AR pistols as SBRs. I'm going to take the brace off and then wait for, could take years for the courts to finally come to a final conclusion on this. If I wanted, again, if I wanted an SBR, I'd have spent $200 and registered them as SBRs. I never wanted an SBR, never intended them to be SBRs, and they're not going to be SBRs. That's just where I'm at with it. You do what you want. People are like, well, why don't you just put a stock on it, you know, and SBR it? Because I don't want to. I have a pistol brace on it because up until all this crap, it was absolutely legal to shoulder this, which made this, which is a big heavy pistol, easier to shoot more accurately. And an AR pistol kind of looks stupid without the brace on it. So the whole idea of putting a brace on an AR pistol was for better control of a firearm, because you want to know where your bullets are going. You don't want them going straying off. And for cosmetic reasons, for looks. If I can't have a brace on them, then it kind of defeats the purpose. I'll go back to carrying the Uzi. The Uzi's easier to control with no brace or nothing on it than the AR pistol. Other people are saying, F the ATF, don't comply. That's fine. You do you. Nobody's going to stand up. We've seen that during the mask mandates and vaccine mandates and lockdowns and that. People aren't going to stand up. So you can stand up, but nobody's going to stand up with you. I could say, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to comply, this and that. But Ain't nobody coming to my house to help me if they're outside going to kick the door in. And what'll happen is they'll just Waco me or Ruby Ridge me, just like they did them guys, because that's what they do and they can do and are allowed to do. They never face any consequences for it. So my option is to take the brace off before the amnesty period is up and run my AR pistols without a brace. I guess that's just where I'm at with it. I mean, this is a free country. You want to go register your pistol braces, go register them. Who am I to tell you you can't or should or shouldn't or anything else? This is America. This is a free country, or at least still somewhat free. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. You have the right not to agree with me. You have the right to think I'm wrong. You have the right to not watch the videos. I really don't care. I'm just telling you my perspective. People asked, so now you're getting my perspective. What you do is what you do. It's not going to change anything for anybody other than you, and that's it. If you think you're going to get mass non-compliance, you're not. It's just not going to happen. I mean, I've come to that conclusion. We didn't get any mass non-compliance. Yeah, you got small groups of people that didn't comply with all the mandates during COVID. But not enough to make a difference. It has to go through the courts. So that's my thoughts on it. I just don't. You're a grown man or a grown woman. You're a free American. You make your own choices. People are putting other channels down because guys registered their SBRs and they're like, oh, you're just complying this and that. Well, but that's their right as an American. They have a right to comply if they want to, not comply if they don't want to. But know that if you don't comply, or if you put that middle finger up to the ATF, ain't nobody coming to rescue you. Ain't nobody coming to save you. They'll drive a tank right through your house and burn it down with your wife and kids in it, because that's what they do. Or they'll have snipers shooting your wife and kids like they did on Ruby Ridge, because that's what they do. The laws only apply to me and you. They don't apply to the government or any government agency. So you have to make your own choices. Don't ask me what you should do. You have to do what's best for you. Each and every one of us has to do what's best for us, what's best for their families. You have to make your own decisions. You're grown men and women. You have to make your own decisions. My decision is I'm not registering any of my AR pistols as SBRs. I'm also not going to be the Lone Ranger and F you, I'm not doing it. Come and take it. Because they will come and take it. And like I said, you'll be the Lone Ranger. You'll die on that hill alone, because ain't nobody coming to help you or coming to save you or nothing else. When the mostly peaceful protesters were burning down cities, you had little small groups of people standing up against them. And what happened to them? Well, you seen what happened with Kyle Rittenhouse. They ruined his life, arrested him, locked him in jail for, over a year before he finally got his day in court. He was found innocent, and he's still being tried by the public every day. They're still trying to sue him. They're pretty much destroyed his life. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, there was people that came out and helped him, but who really came out and helped him? That whole town that there was getting vandalized and burned and everything else, they didn't come out and help him. They were all glad he was out there. Him and the other guys were out there while they were out there. But then when that happened, when Kyle defended himself, all of a sudden everybody kind of drifted away. They didn't want to be seen with Kyle, you know. All them people that thought he was You know, probably standing behind him going, you're great, you're great, you're great. Yeah, they weren't standing behind him when he was fighting all of his legal battles and all that. So, like I said, you have to make your own decisions. You have to choose for yourself. My AR pistols will stay AR pistols. The braces will just be removed. It'll suck because now in a life or death situation, it just means a better chance for the wrong target to get hit because it's not as easily controlled without the brace. And I mean, that's just where it's at. So anyway, hopefully that answered your guys' questions. I'm done with this. I'm done talking about the pistol brace rule. This is the last video on it. You have to decide for yourself what you're going to do. Quit asking other people what you should do. And for the people that are trying to force their will on other people, hey, this is America. If people want to comply, that's their right. I mean, who's going to go protect them if they don't comply, you know? Ain't nobody going to take care of you but you. Ain't nobody coming to save you and your family but you. So, like I said, don't ask me what you should do. You know, you wouldn't ask me if you needed brain surgery what I would do. I mean, that's your life is in your hands. You have to make your own choices in what's best for you and your family. So, like I said, this is the last AR pistol brace I'm going to do, but that's where I'm at with it. Hope everybody has a good day.